Hey there. You're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more of Steve Jackson's Sorcery. This is a wonderful game, and I really love recording it. Some games give me more challenge in recording them, or perhaps I might feel more drained, but still enjoy myself very much. This game is soothing. Oh, I have two soothing games going on the channel right now. This one and also a game that you haven't checked out. If you haven't, I invite you to do so, called The Minims, about an incredibly cute race of minims. Anyway, it's adorable. And so, but we're here now in the world of sorcery. Let's zoom out so you can see where we are. Our story began back here as we left, I don't remember the name of the city. Starts with a K. And we went along this road here. Our major quest is to get, I believe, over here. But this is a choose your own adventure, and we are doing so. We have recently approached a fire. This land that we're looking at behind us that's all green and wonderful was completely barren and dry and dusty. And in approaching this fire, some sort of magic brought things to life. So let's see what happens now. Oh, also, we're looking out for a hermit man named Shadrach, who may be able to help us on our quest. So, using all the bravery that we have, we're going to call out and see if Shadrach is at home. We don't even know if he's here, but we hear a singer, a man, with a voice like gravel moving over ice. Sounds pretty, huh? So, let's call out for Shadrach. Shadrach, you cry. Or, I should say, Shadrach, I cry. We cry. You cry. Who knows? I am here. The singing stops abruptly. There is a coughing and wheezing sound. Excuse me, I need to do the same thing. Maybe Shadrach has the bronchitis that I have. There is a coughing and wheezing sound, and then an old man hobbles out from the cave, limping on a stick. This must be Shadrach himself. Ah, it's you, he declares, speaking thickly through his beard. I've been expecting you. He waves a hand around the landscape. Welcome back. So interesting. Welcome back. These illustrations, by the way, I have learned are part of the illustrations that are in from the original Sorcery books, which is what this story is based on. Sorcery, Steve Jackson, which is why it says Steve Jackson Sorcery. So basically what they've done is they've taken these fantasy books from the 80s and made them into this interactive game now in 2016. It's really cool. So this is the hermit we were looking for, and let's go back to the questioning route, because that's our character. We usually tend to ask questions and hope to keep out of trouble, which doesn't work. Welcome back. Just so. You've come a long, long way, my Annalander friend. He smiles. I know your mission, of course. I know all about you. And you know about me, I hope. My name is Shadrach. What do you know of me? What do you know of me, you demand? I know where you come from. I know where you are going. And all that one can know about anyone, don't you think? He smiles. I must warn you that no one from Annaland has ever crossed the Backlands alone and survived. Well, I kind of figured, seeing as how it was a dry wasteland and there's magic everywhere and giant snakes. Thinking you're not out for a country stroll. Then what are the dangers? Although we have an idea. The land is cursed, Shadrach replies. The very rocks and earth here are lost. Things become unstuck, and now you have become unstuck yourself. That sounds painful. I do not understand, or can this curse be lifted, we ask? Shadrach appears to consider this for a moment and then finally replies, "No, most likely not." He demonstrates with his fingers as he speaks, twisting them together. "The old world and the ancient world have grown together like thorny bushes. To journey through one is to journey through the other." Ah, so Inkle, when talking about this game, talked about two worlds, and this must be what they were speaking of, the old world and the ancient world. So the ancient world. We look about ourselves at the fields of grass that have appeared to replace the desert. Ishtara, the place that was. My home. Shadrach bows his head. "You are most welcome." Unexpectedly, Shadrach stumbles. Huh. I wonder what's the matter with him. He smiles at us weakly. "How did this curse come to be?" It just happens that all the questions are the first one, that's why. "How did this curse come to be? The land was cursed by the Archmage to be forgotten, or so it has seemed, and this is what we've learned before. The Archmage is our enemy. And so it will be. Not long now, then all you see will be gone, only timeless desolation will remain. So we really need to take care of the Archmage." So what could the Archmage's point be in doing this? Why? "Because of you," Shadrach replies sharply. "The Archmage punished this whole land to make a trap to kill you before you could kill him." Smart. He's a dangerous enemy. He's quite desperate. So we're going to stop the questioning for a minute and say that we know about the Seven Serpents, because obviously Shadrach knows a lot that we need to know, so let's just open up and let him know. "I understand he has sent 7 serpents. A golden eagle dropped with a message that told me so, that our quest was now known." The hermit nods most seriously. "The serpents are most terrible," he answers. "I've often seen them, but they are no mere snakes." "Do you know of their legend?" So one of the things I read about in a review is that you can replay this game and play it with a character that's more callous, and you get a different sort of ending. Maybe not a different ending, the same things happen, but... Well, heck, I don't know. I haven't played it, so I haven't played a total rude character. But basically, it greatly changes how the game plays out, is what I'm trying to say. Just tell me how to kill them is not what we'd say, because I don't think we believe we can kill them. So let's get more information. Tell me of this legend." Shadrach nods and then coughs sharply. "It is said that thousands of years from now, a few years ago for you, perhaps, the Archmage of Mampang fought and slew a mighty hydra which dwelt in the caves of High Zaman. So formidable a foe was this creature that the Archmage took its 7 heads back to Mampang, where he used his dark arts to resurrect them as 7 winged serpents. They became his personal messengers, his assassins, his force in dark places." What do you mean thousands of years from now? But yet still a few years ago for me? Shadrach smiles weakly. "Indeed so. Look about you. I fancy this valley was not green with grass when you entered it." He's right. It's the same valley and yet not the same. "But I don't understand. I saw it happen before my very eyes." "You will," Shadrach replies, "but you will learn that for yourself. I must tell you this. Each serpent has a spirit to sustain it, that grants a great power, but also a powerful weakness. Discover these weaknesses." Ah, the serpents have weaknesses. Shadrach is shivering slightly. His face is pale behind the ruddy beard. Reaching out, we ask, "Are you unwell?" "Perhaps you have a weakness yourself?" "This whole land is unwell," he replies. "I will not be able to stay for very long. Please ask me what you need to know and then leave." So I wonder why he even stayed to help us at all. "So what are the weaknesses of these spirits? How can I defeat them?" He shakes his head. But those are the closely guarded secrets hidden from simple divination. Please remember to me, all this is yet to pass." So it hasn't happened yet. But it hasn't happened to us either. But one thing I've seen the air spirit defeated, and I can tell you how it was done. I nod, listening. It happened like this. The air serpent, huge and terrible, was transforming its being into a puff of gas that could suffocate and choke its foes. But in this form, its empty body was weak, and when the husk was destroyed, the serpent was destroyed also. I wish I did not have to go, but I must. I am close to the circle. He gets his stick and pushes himself up to his feet. The circle? Where are you going? I go to rest. Rest, he sighs happily. I will plant my feet into earth and lift my arms as branches and drink in the sunshine. Oh. He raises his arms to demonstrate, laughs, almost teeters over, catches himself with a stick and begins to cough violently. There is not too much time. That sounds like a tree. So, I'm wondering if this tree that we saw, this barren tree, might be Shadrach himself. And maybe that voice we heard on the road was Shadrach talking to us. Huh. Could he be a tree spirit? Since there's only one tree, that would definitely can't classify as a hermit. Definitely, we are the impatient asking type, so we will say, I have much to ask you. We will meet again, that is my intention at least. I have left one more thing for you, and there, travel well. Remember, when you walk through the fields of Ishtar, you are safe from the serpents. But if you do not return to your own time, you will never defeat them. So the fields of Ishtar, maybe that's what he meant by the old world and the ancient world. Ishtar. No, let's ask how we can travel between these lands. Look to the beacons, he answers cryptically. Oh. If any have survived into your time, they will hold a little of our ancient light still. There is one to the north of here, at least by the river. Go there. Reaching over, he places his hands on either side of your head and you feel a great lightness entering your body. He raised our stamina. That done, he turns and stamps away across the grass. Oh, definitely we're going to follow him. You get up to race after him, but a moment later he has disappeared, lost in the haze that hangs above the grassland. The land is cursed, unstuck. It seems he used his power to bring you together, but now you have once more drifted apart. I wonder if it's going to go all dry and dusty again, and lose all this beautiful green. Well, we have no need to eat provisions at this point, so let's see what he left inside the cave. And remember at the beginning of the story that the person or the being that told us to go and visit Shadrach was that golden eagle and the message from the king. We look into the cave again and this time find a strange horn. It is ornately carved from a strange twisting shell with a hide of leather. It is a gale horn, one of very few in existence. It sounds like it would bring, if we blow it, it would bring a gale, but my character is very curious. So maybe we give a tentative little toot on it. It is clean and mellow-pitched and makes the air stir with echoes. You silently thank the hermit for this gift. So, we could eat some provisions, but we don't need to because we have given us, we feel light as air with what the hermit has helped us. We have found one new clue and other clues have been updated. Yes. So, we make our way back to the old road that runs past the rock. To the north, you catch the glimpse of the tower Shadrach mentioned, covered in green ivy. West, you notice a young tree that surely wasn't there before. So we're definitely going to go to this tree. So let's, I always want to just kind of click on the tree, but I have to remember I have to drag the token. You head out across what is now a prairie. The sun is sinking. The sky is turning bruised purple. It will be night soon again already. You swat at pestering flies and midges. And I don't know if you don't know this, but midges, my understanding, are just another word for mosquitoes. Near the old road, you come across a young stone tree. Strong tree, not stone tree. In its shadow, a woman sits cross-legged with eyes closed. We look around to see if anyone else is around. We ignore the woman for a moment and look around the plain. South and west, the great fault line of the cliff shields out the sky. At its top, It seems dark as night. North, the grass stretches towards a distant flashing line that seems to cut across the land. A fleet of long, thin birds swoop in career overhead, snatching flies from the steamy air. And now we address or look at the woman. You hold back and watch the woman for a moment. She is breathing in and out slowly, murmuring. Perhaps she is praying. Around her neck, she wears what looks like a giant's tooth. Oh, we could attempt to steal it? I think that... I don't... I'm just trying to... It's like making a big deal of this decision, but I'm just trying to decide, as always, about what type of person I'm playing, what kind of character we are. I think my character feeling pretty exposed out here would probably choose not to steal this. If we were in a city, the woman was surrounded by other people, perhaps. So let's just greet her. We cough quietly. Greetings. The woman opens one eye, then shakes her head sadly. You're meant to be over there, she says, pointing a little way to the east. What do you mean? No matter. They tell me I will get a better divination with practice. She shakes her head, opening her other eye. No matter. They tell me I will get a better divination with practice. She offers her hand. We shake it, warily, carefully. How very formal. Well met, stranger. My name is Elmira. Welcome to Ishtar, the land of peace and plenty. So, the two worlds actually exist right on top of one another. Perhaps time passes more slowly in one or the other. Interesting. I don't know if we should mention Shadrach right off the bat to sort of hold our cards. This sounds too good to be true. I fear magics are at play. We are lucky, certainly. Will you sit with me a while? It's almost night. No point in going back out on the road. So, why not? Let's sit. She smiles at us. I need to practice my third eye, she says, tapping what appears to be a small gem stuck to her forehead. Perhaps we could play. Reaching into a pocket, she produces a handful of small stones, dice. Ah, so this is a dice game. I believe that it was in Sorcery Part 2 as well. By the way, if you're interested in playing Sorcery Part 1 and 2, if you want to start from the beginning, they are actually available on Steam as one package. They were released separately for tablets for mobile, but for the PC, Inkle released them on Steam as 1 and 2 put together as a package. So they create a nice long game, from my understanding, a good length, and then you can come in and start with 3. Someone asked me in the comments why I was starting with 3, and the reason why is because 3 just got released, and so I want to produce that content for you while it's still hot and fresh on Steam. And also, I wanted you to know that you don't have to, if in case you're interested in the series, you don't have to go back, start all the way from 1 and go all the way up to 3, unless you really want to. You can play 3, see how it feels to, and if you like it, go back and start again with a whole new character, doing a different type of, different choices. This game has got so many different ways of playing it. That's the beauty of it. Okay, so we're going to play this game of dice. We call these mind stones, though my teacher tells me they were called swindle stones, and that's what they were called in the second game. The game is simple. We roll our dice in secret, and then we state how many dice of a certain value we have between us. I try to read your thoughts as you try to read mine. Will you play? Curiously, we ask, can you read minds? No, I am learning, but the sense is weak with me. Please, help me practice. What is the stake, though? What happens if I win? Perhaps if you win, I will give you the dice. How is that? Well, we could try and cast a spell, but I don't think we have a spell that would do any good in this particular circumstance. So let's just play. Oh, look at that. Ugh, that's horrible. That thing on her head. I don't like that. That looks like something's carved out of her forehead. She counts out 4 dice each and takes the first bid. How does this work? Cool. The game is simple. We roll and bet on what's come up. So, for instance, I might start and bet that between us we've rolled at least two 4s, it looks like she's saying. But I don't know what's been rolled, so I'm guessing 3. Can we move? Ah, I see. So what does call mean? And if I think your bet is too high, I call. So you're betting that there are 2 4s out there. I know I have at least 1, so she's correct on that. I have 2 3s. So I'm thinking that it's pretty good likelihood that she's also got a 3 too. Not 3 2s. 3 3s. 3 3s. So we're going to bid 3 3s because we have 2 of those. Excuse me. What happens if your bid is too high? If you believe my bid is too high, you call and we check. Otherwise, we keep bidding higher and higher. So we can bid 4 1s. She's probably got 2 of these in her hand and thinks I have 1, so she's probably right. Do I want to bid 4 1s? Four, I see. So we're gonna bid on the possibility that she has 4 3s. We have 2 and she has 2. I think I'm doing this correctly. I hope so. Let's actually look up the rules. How about that? The rules of swindle stones. Okay, the rules of swindle stones. Each player has a set of 4-sided dice, which they roll and hide. Players then bid on the amount of times a face value has been rolled across their dice and their opponent's dice combined. Bids get higher and higher each turn. When one player believes their opponent's bid is too high, they can call to challenge the bid. The dice are revealed, and whoever loses the challenge, losing your last die forfeits the game. Oh, so we have to lose a die. Oh, I see. Okay, so I think I understand that. I don't want to call because I think she's pretty right. But I don't want to guess any of these. I'm curious how far the stones go, the dice go. Do they go up to probably just up to 4? No, maybe 5? It's hard to tell. Let's actually see. Oh, yeah. So it only goes up to 4. Okay. I'm going to be brave and bid 4 3s. Okay, she calls. Reveal the dice. Oh, she won. All right. Well, that's all right. I'm going to understand this. Let's try it again. The birds are watching from the tree overhead. I lost a die. I will start with 1, 2. Not in the prairie. I live nearby? I wonder what that means. Oh, so you live out here? Oh, I see. There's a question going on. You live out here? 1, 2, you ask. Let's see if I can pull that down a little bit. I didn't even see a conversation going on. I see no villages. Not in the prairie. I live nearby. I wonder where nearby is. 3, 2. This is really going to be tough because we have 1 of each, so I really don't think. 3, 1. She probably has 3-1. She's got 5 dice. Of course, I'm sure. I could always imagine that you are saying, no, Jessa, you're doing it wrong. And you're right. I am. Very likely. So she has she doesn't have 3 of I'm gonna have to call because oh well, between the 2 of us. I see. Never mind. So I'm gonna try 3. I'm gonna probably lose this. Most are northwards, but I live up in the cliff. I live up in the cliff. I am studying. Oh, so maybe that place we saw on the cliff, that cave, maybe that's where she lives. Okay, she's calling. Did I lose again? Yeah. Okay, well, we will try one more time. Well, we have to keep trying until we lose, which is very likely. Okay, so 1-3, bid 1-3, because we have a 3. 2, I call 2 3s. 3-1. Very likely she has that. So I'm curious. I don't understand why it's not allowing me to bid a 1. Maybe because she already bid them? I'm not sure. 4 1s? No. I think I'm going to call just to see. Yeah. Okay, I'm really sorry about this, you guys. I'm embarrassed. So she beams and removes 1 of the dice from our hand. Yeah, well, she's getting really a lot better at that creepy eye on her forehead. Okay, roll the dice again. I don't know how I'm going to manage this. Okay, so let me see. So, when I came away earlier, it was a wasteland. Let's ask her about that. This land is a wasteland. This is a land of plenty and peace. I don't understand what changed. Yeah, only 1-4. Oh, God. Oh, and one of the things I didn't understand, as you can see here, is that she only is using 4 dice still. I thought she was using my dice. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Okay, sorry. No more. Definitely no more. Your mind is so open and easy to read. That's because I'm daft as all get out. No more, you reply, shaking your head. You have defeated me. She nods sympathetically. Gathering up the dice, she drops them into your palm. Here, take these. You will have better use of them than I foresee as much. Oh, I foresee as much. Missed 2 eyes there. We will graciously accept them, even though I don't know what we're going to do with them. I must be going. Travel well. Come and visit me if you will. So we can actually go and visit her in that cave, but I don't see why we would. We need to move on with our quest. The tree is relatively young, fresh and strong, as if it has only been planted a few minutes ago. Turn our attention back to the landscape. Okay, so at this point, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember how you sleep. Oh, yes, you just have to move until it becomes dark. So we don't want to go back to the plain, so let's head north, because we need to head to this tower. You walk across the grassland until you meet the edge of an old road. The sun has almost set and the sky has turned a deep purple. Soon it will be dark. Away from the road to the northeast, the curious stone tower you saw earlier stands alone. Definitely we're heading to the tower. Cool. You leave the well-paved road and walk across the grassy fields that have somehow replaced the plain that was here before. Night falls. You should find somewhere safe to sleep if you're going to go through the night. You will be weaker for it. Until we approach the stone tower and stand at its base. Let's walk around it, looking for I don't know, traps, any way of entry? We are looking for a door but find nothing. Perhaps it's simply hard to see in the dark. Feeling for the stones of the tower, you find it is covered in shaggy grip reed. Hooked deep into the cracks between the stones, it is probably secure enough to climb. Climb up or move on. Let's look up. The sides are too smooth to be natural, yet there are no stones or brickwork. It is like a gigantic game piece. I know how that feels. Carved from a single block of stone. You can make out little more than the tower in the dark. So, I think we should just climb up. What the heck? The roots are firmly anchored into a million tiny cracks. Let's climb up. Climb the grip reed. You must trust to your hands in the darkness. Well, I feel like we're kind of like I said, a night blade, used to darkness, used to climbing. Quickly, you grab the grip reed and scramble up to the outside of the tower. The roots are thick plant offer plenty of footholds. The ascent is easy enough. Soon you are hauling yourself over the battlements onto the top of the tower. Oh, look, there's a giant telescope. Like a giant seeing eyeglass. You stand atop the tower. The wind across the prairie throws your hair into your eyes, and the ground seems like an endless green sea far below. But the top is not empty. Barely there's enough room to stand. I was hoping we could sleep here. Most of the floor space is taken up by a large brass contraption that has been built into the middle of the roof. Let's look at the contraption. The tower was clearly built to house the brass contraption in the center of the turret. You look it over with puzzlement. A large brass cylinder. It is set into a bearing in the center of the tower and protrudes a short way over the battlement. It is rather like one of the chief mage's telescopes. But why would anyone set such a complex device out here in the wastes? Well, there's a question for you. And one we're going to answer in the next episode. Because I want to see what we see. Let's see if we can look in the neighbor's house. But yeah, some sort of turning thing. I wonder if we'll be able to turn it and look in the direction of where there might be enemies or the direction we need to head. Or maybe deep into the forest. Wow. It's going to be very interesting, no matter what happens. So I will join you here for the next episode of Steve Jackson's Sorcery. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here for more fun. And as always, thank you so much for watching.